Again, welcome. My name is Kathleen Anglo. I am the landscape architect and project manager that has been working on this project. I would like to start out by thanking District 6 and the community members in the surrounding neighborhoods for tirelessly working on this project for almost the past 20 years. It has been an honor and a pleasure to work with you all. City staff, along with numerous consultants, have been working hard to realize the vision that you had for this park so long ago. And this kind of project, it takes many, many partners to come together to work collaboratively for this to be a success. And I would like to thank those that have contributed and offered their support over the years. It's kind of a lengthy list, but I think that's a great thing. Capital Region Watershed District, the Environmental Protection Agency, Federal Highway Administration, Great River Greening, Metropolitan Council, MnDOT, Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, Public Works Sewer Utility, Ramsey County, and the St. Paul Port Authority. Again, thank you to everyone that has contributed to this project. I would now like to introduce the Parks and Recreation Director, Mr. Mike Hahm.
Thanks, Kathleen. Isn't it great to be outside on really the first day of the year where if I didn't have sunscreen on, it'd be a real problem? This is just what an awesome day. I want to thank Kathleen. You're going to get to hear from the guests in back of me. I want to recognize a couple people that are out here in the crowd that are not part of the program. State Representative John Lesh is with us. John? Former Councilmember Lee Helgen's with us. Lee? The administrator of the Capital Region Watershed District, Mark Dene, is joining us. Mark, thank you for your partnership. Carrie from District 6 is here. Thank you. We talked about District 6 earlier. We have a big contingency here from the teen zone over at Rice, too. Thanks all for being here. So the Trout Brook corridor really connects the dots through trails and greenways all the way from Lake McCarran's to the Mississippi River. And our urban core has very few opportunities for habitat restoration. This project does this right in the middle of the city of St. Paul. This won't be just a trail connection, but it's going to provide our youth and our teens, including those that are with us here today, the opportunity to connect with nature and do so right in their own community, right in the middle of the city. And that's something that's a struggle in our community in places. As Kathleen mentioned, the community itself has really been the driver for this project and been working on it since the 1990s. So in addition to Kathleen's list of partners, I want to acknowledge all of the folks, many of you who are here today, that have worked to develop the vision for this project as resulted today. So congratulations to you all. Next to the podium is my boss, someone who has dedicated a large portion of their professional career to urban revitalization and investments in projects just like this. St. Paul Deputy Mayor Paul Williams. Paul.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you. First of all, I bring you greetings on behalf of Mayor Coleman, who is on his way out east today and wasn't able to join us. The connection of these green spaces, especially the extension of these trails and the connection of these trails, if you know the mayor, you'll know that he is an avid biker. So he takes these things quite seriously because it's a new opportunity for him to get out to see the community. So it really is great. I want to say thank you to Mike and to all the funders to bring these things together is really a phenomenal undertaking. Green space is part of, Mike mentioned my background in urban revitalization. Green space is part of building strong, holistic, healthy communities, having great housing and jobs and economic corridors and youth programs and green spaces, environmental spaces where we can get out and connect with the community is all part of what it takes to really make a strong and healthy community. And so when these kinds of projects come together, it's not that we're going to just dig some dirt and it's going to open, but really it does start to connect us in some fundamentally different ways. And so I'm just so proud of all the work and all the collaboration that's gone together between the different partners. Glad to be partnering with the county here, with the Port Authority, with so many other folks. It's just really wonderful to be part of this. I want to introduce somebody that I think is an absolute champion of this neighborhood, my good friend Amy Brendmoen, who I've gotten to know just over the last really year and a half or so since she's come on to the City Council, and I think is really doing heroic work for this neighborhood. So, Amy Brendmoen.
What a beautiful afternoon. This is such a great crowd. I was at the Payne, Maryland groundbreaking, and this might be even more people, so yay for the North End. When I first took this job as the City Council member representing the 5th Ward a year and a half ago, people were clamoring to talk to me about what was then called Trillium Nature Sanctuary. Commissioner Rettman sat me down and talked to me about this great industrial site that was going to be converted. Linda Youngworth and Jeff Martin wanted to make sure I knew about this Trillium. My predecessor, Lee Helgen, took special time in December to sit down and tell me about Trillium, which is great. Director Mike Hahm took Kim O'Brien, my aide, and I for a truck ride down in here, and I was like, what the heck? Is this going to be a park someday? But it was clear that everyone was, and even Public Works, showing me the Cayuga project and just, so excited about the gateway and how this project was going to all come together. And while it was hard for me to envision because I hadn't been part of the planning process, it was clear that these people were bragging and gushing about what was going to become an amazing amenity for the North End. In an area that was a 42-acre industrial site. So this is a huge deal, and I'm really excited to be here today. And I know that it has taken a ton of imagination and even more work to get here with the golden shovels. So yesterday I was bragging about this at the City Council meeting. We've added this new section for all of you who watch on a weekly basis called we haven't named it yet, but it's where we brag about something that's going on in the ward. And we were bragging about this, but I called it a reverse groundbreaking because in a way we're not digging in to build something, we're digging in to return this place to a more natural state, the water and the land. So I called it a reverse groundbreaking, and I'm excited to be part of that. I'm also excited for school groups and the teen zone that's here today. Thanks so much for making the trek to come out and use this green space. It's great. It's a great needed amenity. And also for walkers and bikers to be close to nature. I'm a big user of the Gateway Trail. My parents live in Stillwater, so my husband and I have this deal worked out where he drives the kids out and I bike out, and then he bikes back and I drive the kids back. So this is an awesome connection and will really beautify this part of the Gateway. So I'm really ready to get this project underway so I can bring my family and get your families here to enjoy it. So hooray for the reverse groundbreaking! Thanks so much for all of everyone's work, and it is now my honor to turn this over to my friend and colleague, Commissioner Janice Rettman.
This speech is dedicated to what I'm going to call the triumphant Trillium Troubadours. To the original triumphant Trillium Troubadours, Linda, Verna, Wally, Leanne, Jean, Dick, Jackie, Chuck, Nat, Karen, Cheryl, Bruce, Carol and Eddie, Joe, Tom, John, Val, Jean, Brian, Elaine, Liz, Lillian, Gail, June, Pam, Sis, Tom, and John. That's the originals. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Throughout times, there's been visionaries who dream what they must do to protect and to love their environment and to keep, restore, and replenish for generations to come. They give to the tapestry of their communities and truly believe that their time has come to give. These visionaries rarely are recognized because their giving is from their heart, their soul, their wellspring of belonging. Never for recognition or fame, bylines or headlines, fortune or greed. But in some ways, it's just like the little trillium plant that once planted may not be seen above ground for a year or 2 or 3 or perhaps even longer. But then one spring day, there's 3 distinct little flowers that have a tiny speck of a bud, and after a while the bud opens with purples and whites and pastels of pink and yellow. The next years they come back and they bring another one, 3 separate little leaves, and pretty soon you have those tiny buds flowering forever. Trilliums were never showy like the roses and the lilacs, but they do cover the floor of the forest, the woodland, and the trails with an everlasting carpet of beauty. So have the triumphant troubadours. This month, we are celebrating the Trout Brook Nature Sanctuary. Listen careful, because you can hear and see the tale of these troubadours. They are the ones that were from generations of hardworking families who lived in the eye of the capital but had very little space to call their own. They were young and older. They were laborers and teachers, professionals and factory workers, comfortable and poor, educated and learning. Their common goal was to have a place where the trilliums grew. Butterflies flitted, and birds and had habitat, and bees and water provided sweet nectar and music. They wanted a place of solace and repose. They wanted accessibility for all of the community, from the accessibility needs of Harmony House to Tykes on Trikes. They wanted schools to have an environmental learning arena, and families could catch a cool breeze on a star-struck evening. They labored hard and long, and finally got the Trillium site in 2001. So I dug out my shirt, because I remember. So it's like about 23 years. But then they reached out again to the rest of the neighborhood in the District 6 area. The District 6, all of the elected officials, all the way to the Capitol in D.C. They reached out to everyone. Wherever there were 2 or 3 together, they talked about Trillium. They talked to the NEBA. They talked to staffs of everyone. And I'm not going to repeat the ones that have already been talked to. But once again, no one ever saw the shed tears that they cried when their hopes were dashed again and again. But they never gave up. They gave their money, their time, their passion, their all. Some of the original Trillium troubadours are now serving a higher calling. And there are some that live in different neighborhoods, but their hearts are still where the Trillium blooms. This is the month that the troubadours will finally see the beginning of their dream in dirt and stream and sky. They may not be known because it's now the Trout Brook Nature Sanctuary, but don't forget to thank them again and again and again, for it's them who did this, not us. Thank you.
Thank you. It's taken a long time for us to get to this day. It was a grassroots vision, bottom up, not top down. The struggle was long and at times difficult, but we have the satisfaction of knowing that we made this happen. This nature sanctuary became a reality as a result of the collective efforts of many of you, some here today, some no longer with us. No contribution was insignificant. The letters, petitions, phone calls, meetings, public hearings, planning, funding, advocacy, support, and above all, belief in a shared vision. It began 20 years ago with a core group of neighbors from the Tri-Area Block Club who wanted to improve the community, and over time, the support grew. Joe Collins was our first convert, and he drew in Janice. The best advice that Joe gave me was to call my state rep, Tom Ostoff, and as luck would have it, I got his wife, Sandra, who checked out the site, called me back and said, "This needs to happen." So Tom became a strong advocate and secured our first seed money from the state. He then drew in, or in some cases dragged in, even more potential converts. There are too many individuals, agencies, and organizations to name now, but you know who you are and the role you played, and it did make a difference. The regional trail component brings additional significance beyond our neighborhood. Trail connections with the east side and other neighborhoods and cities, south to the depot and river, north to Highway 96 and beyond. So now we just need to address the gaps to create a complete system so this sanctuary is accessible to even more people. In an article earlier this year, the North End was referred to as gritty. While some may have taken offense to this designation, when you consider the definition in Webster's dictionary, it was actually a compliment. Grit, firmness of mind and spirit, unyielding courage. Gritty, courageously persistent, plucky. That's what we exhibited, North End grit, and this is the result. So you should all be proud. Be proud of your role and what we've accomplished. But for some of us, there's still a few community projects within blocks of here that we've been working on for as long or even longer than this project. And our resolve, our grit, remains to see those completed. Thank you all. And now, Jeff Martins from District 6 will speak.
Okay, on behalf of the District 6 Planning Council and our neighborhood, we want to commend Linda Youngworth and our neighborhood, specifically the Tri-Area, for their commitment to the Trillium Project and the Trout Brook Nature Sanctuary and the Regional Trail. Whew, and the North End community to make this vision a reality. Could have made the letters bigger. As you know, this project has been in the work for decades, outliving staff, city council members, commissioners, elected locals, elected officials, local and state government, and at times our neighbors. We'd be remiss if we didn't recommend posthumously Verna Gilson and recognize her role in our community in this long-awaited project. Whew. The project took the, I still feel Verna. This project took an inordinate amount of time and dedication. We are grateful for their perseverance. Attitude and willingness will go the extra mile to get this done. We appreciate and applaud their decisions, and it is important for our community to recognize their outstanding service in all aspects of this project provided by everyone involved, including but not limited to the City of St. Paul, Ramsey County, Parks and Recs, and Kathleen Anglo. She deserves a raise. Once again, you have our heartfelt thanks. For now, many neighbors who have worked tirelessly on this can take a collective breath and shout, "We did it," and kudos to all of you. Thank you.